Now we're getting to the expensive part of this corn project. Let's watch fertilizer dump out. May have to move the truck at some point is my guess. Ooh, it's blue. That's the stabilizer. Well, we still have the 1000 in, so we gotta swap PTOs for this operation. I think I'm gonna take the spreader out with something with plenty of spinning wheels. And I don't feel like trying to, say, use the 4150 and slowing that down. So we pull that clip, and now we should be able, parked in enough of a downhill. Well, gotta get past that seal and pull the dirt out. This could take more tries than I expected. That's one way to do it. I don't know how easy it is to see down there, but there's the deep setup splines, that's 540. The 1000's kind of closer, and then there's like an extra little ring that I didn't realize was separate, that we got to get this mesh right there. We didn't have all that lined up before. So now it should go better. Nope, it's not it.
Make it a pipe.
Well, now we know about the multiple things we got to line up in there. It seemed like it was fairly simple, just one set of splines, but no, there's two. And for putting the 1000 in, it's much easier to get to because, you know, those two sets of splines are right there next to each other. We're finally in the field, and there's a lot more sunshine than I anticipated. I'm gonna put some fertilizer on this stuff, and here's the update of the no-till corn. Corn that I planted last week, so today is the 18th. Corn I planted on the Friday the 13th is just poking out of the ground. That is, I don't know, a quarter mile that away. I didn't get video while we drove by because you really had to look, but thanks to all the tillage and the green on the brown, it was easy to see. So this is the corn. This section on this side of the road is definitely the best. Over there I planted parallel to the road, and it's harder to see from the road. But I guess when you look across this field, you kind of see green spots and not as green spots because of the thickness of the weeds. It came up pretty good. Still can see that seed trench there all nice and fat and wide. Not closed, but the corn came up, and that's all that matters right now. Well, depending upon how much we stretch out that leaf, I'm not touching it. There's my knee, and it's not like I'm short. So yeah, we're definitely making knee high by the 4th here, no problem. We still got a solid 2 weeks to make that. As far as how did the herbicide do? Well, the rye, I don't know if the rye is just aging out or if it was affected. You see some burn on the leaves there, so maybe it's sort of dying. Some of my other fields, it's, well, definitely got to be patient with herbicide. If you're using anything other than 2,4-D, you know, it's just not going to happen quick. I think 2,4-D, you come out the next day and its stuff's all bent out of shape. Oh, yes, the cicadas are still going crazy. I had 6 of them in the cab with me the other day. Well, enough yik yak. This is the corn. Here's a thicker spot where the grass was, and there's a little bit more variability in the stand. There's some shorter ones there. Hopefully, let's look for, ooh, we had, yep, I was afraid of that. See, there's more grass. The grass fosters the things that eats corn. What's corn? A grass. There's a little bit of bug damage in the grassier spots, but we'll take it. It's here. It's not in the bag anymore. It's off to the races. We'll dump some urea on it. I'm gonna be putting 250 pounds. Call that enough. Put a little bit on with starter. I really miss anhydrous. This stuff is almost twice the cost. Ugh. Okay, we got to get this set. Did I just step on? So, you know, we've had a bunch of rain at the house that we didn't get way up here. Okay, so density on the urea is 50 pounds a cubic foot. Our target's 250. 252, so 4.5. We're very close there, maybe just a hair under. But I don't know. But when I use these for the fertilizer I put on the beans, it always seems that always just a hair under rate. Or maybe I'm not driving on perfect passes, but we're gonna kind of watch our PTO RPM to modify our pass just a hair, because this spreads, they're assuming 40-foot intervals and planting 4 rows wide. 3 passes is 36, plus, you know, a little bit in between that. Well, we're obviously not quite 40 feet, so I'm going to run it just a hair slow to bring in the spread pattern. Let's see, then I got to do this down here. So one thing I've noticed, and all my European fans, you guys use a different kind of spreader on the back of the tractor, and all over the US we've got these trailer type ones. If we'd gotten more rain, I'd definitely want to be using a 3.1 instead of trying to lug all this weight around. Well, there's my one test pass where I did a hair of tillage, because I thought about disking this up and had decided against it just because, you know, the timing of everything and getting it worked up and planted, or just throw seed out here and hope for the best. There's some areas, like through here, let's look out the door a little better, where it was a bit damper, so I had terrible seed to soil contact in the seed trench. Well, we're just going with it. It's not fantastic, but we're looking at the rows in front of us that look somewhat green and filled in, just being thankful something's growing right now. Well, holy cow, what do you think of this? Is there even corn out here? I don't know. Is my level of crazy high? Probably. Is the level of rain high? Oh, you know it. It's out here. We see the grass is affected. There's tons of velvet grass. The corn's growing. This is the field where we had that plow day a couple years ago and plowed up a bunch of sod. And there wasn't velvet grass here. But you can see this strip where I don't know, I didn't turn the sprayer on quick enough or turned it off too soon. Because it's one sprayer pass about 3 or 4 feet, and you can see that the grass is not affected one bit. This is going to be my check, and so we can see that the grass is affected. It's not dying, but hopefully it's slowed down enough and dies slowly. Like I said, chemicals take time. It's not an overnight thing. But there is corn out here, so we're going to feed it and hopefully give it the jump. Yeah, there won't be any other weeds coming up because it was all pre-emergent herbicide. It's just getting it past what's out here now. Oh boy, and this is like right near the center of town, so everybody sees my craziness on display. Well, it's always the stuff by the road that seems to go wrong. So obviously we say we got this cover on this spreader because we're dodging rain showers. It was sprinkly this morning and a little bit yesterday, and we managed to miss it all mostly up here. I didn't see how much we had at the beginning, but you can kind of see the blue line on the side that we didn't have the spreader full. Hopefully we're well over half. I already spread 20 acres and there's supposed to be about 13 more. But for the fields like this, I definitely want plenty out there because it's got a lot of stuff to fight off. Feed it well. And if it does start raining, well, we're protected. I don't want to spread fertilizer in the rain, but hey, we got to get done when we can get done.